Hello everyone, it's Tanya with ScribblesInTime. I am going to do a flip through of my latest journal, and I want to also give everyone an update. You'll be able to tell throughout the video that my voice is still healing from the surgery. I'm hoping that it's healing. I'm hoping I'm going to get my voice completely back. It's been 2.5 weeks since my surgery, and it was surgery in my neck region, and they ended up finding a mass surrounding my trachea, so it kind of got more involved in the vocal cords and some type of nerve that runs through there than what we had originally expected. Everything's benign and everything's fine. I am recovering just fine. The biggest issue with recovering, it initially started as I had a growth on my parathyroid, and they had initially just planned to go in and remove the parathyroid, but they ended up finding a couple of other things, and everything came back benign, so we're good. The biggest issue I'm having, though, is getting all my levels controlled, like calcium, potassium, thyroid levels. All of that is just being a huge struggle right now. And I can't swallow fluids very well because my little flappy thing feels like there's leaking fluid around it, so I get strangled easy. But I'm getting there. Pills are an issue. All these calcium pills and potassium, all of these are really huge pills, so I'm having to crush up this stuff. And anyway, that's my complaint for the show. So yeah, we're going to go on into flipping through this journal, and I have made a few journals through this recovery. I have to sit a lot. I can't lift. I can now. I've been cleared to lift and go back to the gym and all that kind of stuff. So again, I'm progressing very well. But through the early part, all I could do was sit. And so I'll tell y'all about this book that I started. This has been a really good book. I haven't gotten very far because, unfortunately, the medications I was on, when I sit for very long reading, I would just fall asleep. And it was so frustrating because this book it's just so much fun. It's about time travel. It's called Once Upon Many Times. I'm sure you can see that. I ordered it off Amazon. I'll try to put the link below, but I highly recommend this book. As you can see, I have not gotten very far. I'm right here. But again, I've been reading very slowly. It's been a process, but this is one I'm definitely going to revisit. It is a good book. I highly recommend it. I'll put the link down below. And one of the things I like so much about this book is that it is written in a style, in my opinion, I'm not good about, I don't write books, so I don't know things about writing, but to me, it's written in a style of like watching a movie. Like, it's almost written in scenes, that kind of thing. So for me, it's so much easier to follow. And anyway, I've really enjoyed it so far. Look forward to finishing it. But let's get back into the journal. Oh, that was why I was bringing it up, though, is because I've been reading this book. This whole time travel thing has been on my mind, and just in fun. And so I've made a couple of journals, and most of them I'm calling them in relation to time because that's been on my mind. So this one is called Once Upon a Time. And I have made her out of a very old photo album. And she is huge. I can't even get the whole thing. Like, I've got my camera backed away as far as I can, and I can't get her all in frame. So you'll see I've got a 12-inch ruler laying here, and that's a good comparison for size. Another thing I did was I put the spine of a more standard size book. I think this is probably a 7-inch book right here. And I used the spine of a regular book as a page tab. And you can kind of get a vision of just how big this journal is. And if you make journals, you know that this is a challenge in getting pages, big enough to cover the span of the length. So this was a lot of fun in my times of healing. And so let's get started. She is, I don't know exactly because I don't have a tape measure. And this is only a 12-inch ruler. And I haven't actually gone through and measured officially yet, but 12 inches, about 4.5, so she's somewhere around 16.5 inches tall. Wide, she has these page tabs poking out on the side, so if we measure width, were somewhere around maybe 8 1/4, 8 to 8 1/4. And then depth, she is somewhere around 4 inches as she is. I hope that someone will continue to add to her. And I did make her using her original spine, which is kind of a velvety feel. Just really cool. You can kind of see against the edges the deeper hues of green, but then the center has faded over the years. And she is from the 1800s. I'll show you how I know that in just a moment. She came with no photos in her. So she has this gold medal here, and you can see that she has shown some signs of age, which we all do. And she's an old girl, so she's definitely shown some signs of aging. So I have done everything I can to try to preserve her so that she can continue on with life. So where pieces of this, I think they call it celluloid, has come off, I went in and tried to blend them in with color, except for right here, because that's on the corner, and I thought, oh, am I in frame? I'm sorry. Except for right here, because that's on the corner. So I almost thought it looked good to have some worn areas on the edges and corners. It just adds to the age up here in this corners too. To me, that added to the age and look of this journal. So I did that, and then I went through and sealed the best that I could with some like a glue. And on the edges, you can see where the celluloid is, like you can feel right there where the celluloid is still working on chipping away. I don't know if that's showing. And so, yeah, there's not a lot you can do about that unless I would have run fabric along there, which I almost did, but it took away from the look to me. I like for things to show their age and their beauty. So that is the front cover. She's a beautiful lady here. I did incorporate a little bit of red sticking out. The red and greens I just love. So the back cover is more of a light cream color and also very old. And then when you flip her open, I tried to go with some old green fabric. It's green upholstery style fabric. It's a very thick fabric, and it had holes all in it. On the edge here, you can feel, you know, the original fabric, but through this area, I wanted it to have like this crinkled, wrinkled look. So I did almost like a glue bath on this part of the fabric so that it's a hard feel there. And then this is part of the reason why I wanted to be able to pull the fabric up, and I don't know if this is going to show, but you can see this very light indentation right here that says December 27th, and I think it says either 1844 or 1894. I think it's at 1894. I tried to zoom in with my camera. Am I even in frame? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not at my best right now in talking and doing videos, but it's been a while and I wanted to get one going. But anyway, if it shows, it shows. But there is a little indented stamp right there. It's beautiful writing. It says December 27th, and I think it says 1894. Okay, this is a beautiful placemat that I wrapped around this front signature. All of the signatures I did with a hidden spine. See if I can open it back up so that you can see. So see, I did them all, but before I did that, I did go through and reinforce the original spine with some thick upholstery fabric coming across so that that original spine is reinforced because it was so thin. You can see how that like velvet has worn off and the under part of it is exposed. So yeah, I reinforced the entire spine. And then I also put this, oh, I'm losing words. Sorry. I forget what you call this, not duck cloth, canvas style fabric across the upholstery fabric just for extra reinforcement. You can see it there. And then I frayed the edges for that. The first signature, I painted a little flower up here, just kind of abstract. I did some abstract painting throughout this, and I think I did one sketch. And the way I did all of them was just literally throwing paint on the paper and then going over the paint and creating an image. That's my style of abstract. I don't know if anyone else would call it that, but that's what I do for when I'm just wanting to have fun and carefree kind of fun with a painting. I did a little washer there to reinforce the hole in this page where this rope is coming through to hold this little writing area on, and then I hid the back of it with kind of a little embroidered piece of burlap. I'll get to that in a minute, but let me show you this little writing area here. I think I did 2 of these, if I remember correctly. I made this journal, I've made like 2 other journals since this one, and so I can't remember a whole lot about it, so we'll kind of rediscover this together. I just kind of tabbed this old photograph on, and I wanted the photographs to be interchangeable or removable in case someone bought it and wanted to put like a little art picture or something there, or family member picture. So I did these little corner strips across here so that the photos will come out. I'm not going to get all fidgety and take them out right now because I want to try to conserve time as much as I can. Yeah, this is stitched together with the wax linen thread, and it's just some raggedy paper for journaling on. My thoughts with this layered background was to do artwork on it. So then I thought people would want writing space as well, even though they could use this as writing space with putting the gesso or paper over it. Okay, I did tie these little wooden beads to the little twine there, and I kind of tie it over to the side so that the beads hang out. But either way, that's just kind of the way I did it, so that they kind of hang out on the side like that. Piece of string there from this burlap. So yes, on this burlap, I went through and like used this cotton fabric and did my little rendition of embroidery, and then some slow stitching, which you all know that I'm not great at that. My style is always to try to do stuff in a primitive way, because that's just where my mind goes. And so yeah, that's just the look I was going for. But if we're being honest, it's probably the only look I can achieve with doing that. I reinforce all of the pages with fabric to help add stability, because I love for my books to be used for art. And sometimes when we're doing art, we use water, and water will drain down. And I didn't want it to, mess with the integrity of the papers, so I reinforced them all with fabric. This is mixed media paper here. I've used that throughout. And this is a book cover, like a book jacket, a jacket that goes on a book. So it is shiny, but I thought the flowers were so beautiful, and the purple against this purple fabric, the red, which matches her dress. I almost named this Ruby, but my mind was all about traveling back in time. So that's where that came from. Anyway, this just stood out when I saw it as me wanting to use it in this. So yeah, it has a beautiful, this whole book is the District Gardens book. It's called The Lake District is a Garden. And it has pictures of like beautiful architectural buildings. So I love that. I did use some of the original photo album pages in here. And I want to stress that these are old. These are what, 130, maybe 50, 130 years, I'm going to say, old. So the reason I'm stressing that is I have had someone one time purchase some of the photo album pages that I had in my shop, and when they got them, they said that the paper's peeling off, and they didn't like that, or that it wasn't peeling off when they peel off easily when you're, like messing with them, and so they didn't like that, and I understand, that's fine, but I'm stressing to you, if anyone wants to purchase this, that's the beauty of having something old. It is worn. It is going to start showing its age if it isn't already. So if that bothers you, be very fragile and careful with it. You can see where some of them were cracked, and I went in and like put glue under there to help resecure them. Some of them I ran tape across. But my point is over time, it's going to continue to happen if it's being used. That's okay. Embrace those imperfections, as we say. Enjoy them. let it show its character. You'll see more of them as we go through. This one's actually missing a big hunk right there. I had it like on my desk at some point when I was working on it. In fact, it might be glued on another page. But I like the way this showed right there. It just makes it look older. So I liked it. That's what I enjoyed. You can see where I put a page tab, as I mentioned earlier. I stapled it with rusty staples from Rust Paper Scissors, Etsy shop, and did this like a little page tab. It's a book spine, and there's the name of that particular book. In the windows of the photo albums, let me see if I can, trying to find something to put behind it, and I have nothing here. Let me see if I can use like this. Man, I should have been prepared. Try to put something behind this so you can see what's in there. That's not working very well. That's some pressed flowers inside of like acetate type clear see-through. So you can see I went through and stitched around the pressed flowers. Up here, this one shows a little better. This is a photo, an old photo, and it is stitched in. And then the backs of these, you can still see the pressed flowers. And then on this one, I did a card with a pretty flower on it. Kind of already shown you how grungy these are. And then throughout this book, I've done these little wicker and wood page tabs throughout the book. There's 5 of them total coming down the edges of the pages. And then I use these mixed media papers, and I do these like tabs so that if somebody is wanting to go in and attach a picture, I really wish I had a piece of paper here with me. Let me see if I can find something laying around me. That's so frustrating. I should have been better prepared, and I'm not. So, yeah, let's just pretend you have a piece of artwork and you wanted to, or another book jacket, anything at all. You wanted to put it into the journal. These are stitched throughout. They're also reinforced with fabric, so they're pretty strong. And you can actually glue something to these so that it's incorporated into your journal. I love doing that through my journals because I feel like later on down the line, as we have a journal, sometimes we like to add stuff. We will tab them in like we do. But it's also fun to have these little things throughout so that you can actually attach them into the signatures. So I do that throughout the journals, most of all my journals. This is a feather, and then I think that's a tobacco card, cigarette card there. I think that's one of the ones I got in Amsterdam. I've done one of my private videos, and I don't even think I've shared it yet, but I have a bunch of these that I have going to sell. I might just end up putting them in my Etsy if I go that route instead of doing a video. This is another old photo with houses. And on the back, all it had on the backs of these photos were, they didn't have writing on them because I don't like to cover up writing if there's writing on the back of a photo. They just had these numbers stamped on them. And so I did try to offset the cards so that the numbers show. There's the back of that card. That is not one from Amsterdam, I don't think, because I don't, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, it's irrelevant. It's an old card. And that's the back of it. And then the flower card. And then just some grunginess up here on the edge of that page. The other side of the book jacket, I've just attached some beautiful paper just to cover up some of the writing, but to me that was distracting, so I did that. And then some more fabric that reinforces it. There's the back side of that. Another piece of mixed media paper that someone can do art on. This is the other side of that page here, well, wherever it's at. And I did a sketch of a tree on that with actual ink and then paint. And all kind of paper just, collaged on. I stitched it. I thought this broke this page up into sections. I liked the look of it, so I left it the other side of that. And then this is just another little abstract painting I did on this page. And you can see that I've collaged pages together. And because I doubled up this page. Did I double up this page? I can't remember. It's not that it's doubled up with mixed media paper. It's just that it has the extra pages attached to it. It is stiffer. All these pages that are collaged are stiffer. So you can see that it's a very stiff piece. I ran border tape around it just to do that. And then I put some layering across it. And thought it would be fun just to throw gesso into a painting there. This is another tabbed page. And it's just collaged and ready to layer up. This is one where I doubled the mixed media paper. So it's got 2 pages of mixed media glued together. You can see the edge of this one here. So it's extremely thick. It's almost like a piece of, not chipboard, but, oh my goodness, we'll say chipboard. More of the tabs where you can attach something into your journal. Another collaged page. And the center of this one, I've just put a piece of fabric in, actually 2 pieces of fabric in here, and tied it into the center of this signature, and ran the material there to reinforce that page. These pages are extremely rigid and thick, again, because of the extra layering on top of mixed media paper, which is already thick. More tabs to add your own items. Just a piece of shipping tape here. I thought that would be fun to write on. So I just did a little strip of that for a writing surface. And then the other side, mixed media paper. This is some old wallpaper here. Another little painting I did, abstract style, on top of a book page. This is a crocheted, I don't know if this would be called a doily or a placemat, but it's pretty. It's oval and it's crocheted. There's another real pretty one with some flowers on it. You can see the signature, the spine in between the signatures. And here you can see how I did the collage again. I did punch a hole through it and used a metal washer to reinforce the hole, and ran the strip of fabric through there as a tie for this little journal. And it's just another little writing journal. This is paper, decorative paper there. And this is just another one of the little writing journals with the old photo on the front. And it's in there with little corner tabs, so it can be removed and something else put in there. And then this is so cool to me. It's an old stamp with the artist that drew that painted that stamp. So I just think that's really, these things are so cool. And it's inside of a little protective sleeve. And I've just tabbed it in on this mixed media paper, like that, with a piece of upholstery fabric. So anyway, it's just really cool. So this stamp here, you can see the painting. That's Da Vinci there. And you can see the painting on that stamp. It's really pretty. Okay, so yeah, just tab it out like that, and you have this big piece of paper here to paint on, and then a piece here as well. There we go. Other side is collaged again. Some more of that decorative paper with some pretty upholstery fabric coming down the edge for reinforcement. Very stiff, very thick and stiff. Here's some more of the photo pages here. And that is an old picture with the lion statue in it. I love that. Page tab. I've put a 6-inch ruler, wooden ruler, on the top of this. It could be used as a page tab, but this one already has a page tab. I liked it because of the way it looks from the outside of the book, like that. Okay, there's another feather up here. And this is one of the cards I got from Amsterdam on our trip. I recognize the back of that one for sure. And on the other side, obviously, you can still see the feather and then the flower that's on that card. And then here's a card down here. A real pretty stone. I forget what you call this, but it's a real beautiful stone. And then this one almost looks, it may be shell, but it looks like that alabaster shell or oyster shell kind of look. It's so pretty. Anyway, these hang out at the bottom of the journal. And then I did forget to mention over here there is a zipper pull that hangs out. And then over here there's this black, to me it looks like a pod, like a seed pod, attached there to that string so that it hangs out. I left this string also a little bit long so that if somebody wants to tie a piece of fabric in here, they can, and then they can snip that part off. Let's get back over here where we were. On this side, okay, so I did do the tabs here again. And then on this side, there is this beautiful old photo of a winter scenery with snow and trees, and it's so cool. And down here is another pressed flower. And then when you flip it, obviously still the pressed flower. Up here is flowers on that card. You can see the number stamped on the back of that photograph. It's original to the photographs. And then I did a little feather, kind of a little clustered feather right here on the edge of the page. This is another one of the photograph booklets. And just, again, I used this raggedy paper for writing on. You can always glue something over these pages if you want something different there. And then these I reinforce with either fabric, or I double up or triple up a bunch of paper to help reinforce the, the spines of these little booklets. Okay, hanging out of it is this beautiful little butterfly with a little gold toned edging or body or whatever on it. It kind of hangs out of the journal when it's closed from the side. This page here is just collaged, like so. I did a little collage here, and I don't know, I was just in the mood to do a collage that day. I was, again, just sitting and healing, and I don't know, I just did it. So, it's a little collage with a bird. Mixed media paper. This is some old wallpaper. Another painting I did there, and then I just stitched on this little piece of like burlap trim there. And then that is the last part of this journal. The back has that same upholstery fabric. It's very stiff. I did kind of a glue bath on it. And yeah, that completes this flip through. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize for my voice. I think that it's I would imagine it's a grating sound. I imagine it's not a pleasant sound to listen to, somebody talking. So thank you if you hung in here with me. Do not frantic about me using my voice. I have been cleared to use it. I'm not supposed to be resting it, or I don't have to rest it, I guess is the correct word to say at this point. So anyway, thank you so much if you hung in here with me. And thank you to those who have been reaching out, checking on me, and praying for me. I'm so thankful for you. I love you all. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm either going to list this one in my Etsy shop, or you can email me if you're interested at scribblesintime@gmail.com. So either way, and yeah, that completes this flip through. Thank you for listening. I love you.